I'm Lisa Doyle with Rockcliff Realtors, and we like to bring you services that can help you with your home and questions that you have. So I have a very special guest today. This is Elaine Young, and I'm going to let Elaine, of course, tell you a little bit about her services. But Elaine works with New York Life, and we've had a couple of instances lately where we've had clients that have had just unexpected tragedy in their lives, and they were unprepared. And so I just thought what a great time and how important it is to bring someone who can, offer some services that can help them. So tell us a little bit about mortgage insurance and
what you do. Thank you, Lisa, for having me. Well, most people don't think about life insurance using it in different ways, but mortgage protection is actually a great way of protecting a homeowner from losing their home. Now, most people think mortgage protection or mortgage insurance is covered, but that's different from mortgage protection from a mortgage company.
Right.
This is actually to help the client in the case of a loss of a loved one, that they're able to pay off the entire mortgage without losing their home.
Well, yeah, because the traditional mortgage insurance that we're all used to seeing our clients get, people say, well, isn't that enough to protect me? Well, that doesn't protect them at all. That protects the mortgage company.
Correct.
From loss or problems. But what we're talking about is, and I'll just give you a quick example, we have a longtime client of ours who just had a tragedy. The wife passed away, leaving the husband with 2 small children, and devastation. I mean, they were young, unexpected, something that you don't plan for.
Correct.
And for someone in that position to have to be uprooted and have to leave their home, and I thought, there's got to be something that we could do that would be very affordable for young families.
Correct.
And so that's why I wanted to bring you to share, just some examples of what that mortgage protection would look like, and how does someone like that, young, especially the ones with children, and especially in this economy where so many families are depending on 2 incomes.
Right, exactly.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's actually based on just term insurance, which is a form of life insurance. But term insurance is very affordable.
Right, very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive. And you think about the cost that these families have worked so hard to get the house that they dream of.
Yeah.
Just a small amount of expense can actually save them the home that they worked so hard to get.
Right, and their children and the schools
and
all
exactly,
of it. Yeah,
exactly. So what we do is, we meet with the client and find out exactly what their goals are, what their current assets are going to be as far as paying the mortgage, and what's going to be like, what their goals are. And we determine how much, because sometimes some people don't need the entire mortgage paid off.
Right.
If they want to split in half and just, we're trying to cover at least some of the income that would potentially be lost in a tragic situation.
Well, in that way, if there's an unexpected, especially like I said, when you're young and you have small children to care for and a lot to prepare, at least it would allow them, in most cases, to stay in their homes and not have to feel like, because I've had, like I said, clients come to me with tragedy, and they're devastated. I mean, their entire world is upside down, and now they can't stay in their home. It's just, I thought there's just got to be a way. So,
yes.
So give us a small example. Of course, it all depends on the health of the.
Correct.
It is
based,
age.
Exactly. It is based on life insurance, so it is based on age and their health criteria. But of course, the younger and the healthier you are, the least expensive it's going to be. So which is great is that if a young family is starting out, now's the time to do it as opposed to waiting when you're getting older.
Right. And you've had health issues.
And you've had health issues.
Right.
So if you're thinking about protecting your family, this is just another step of doing it. So they do go through the process of how they would get life insurance, because that's what it is.
Okay.
But it's just another way. Like I said, there's different ways of using life insurance in different avenues. It's not just life insurance. It's to protect valuable assets so you don't lose.
Oh, exactly. And I know, Elaine, of course, helps. She in the process of helping us with some financial planning too. So you do that, and plus, life insurance that would be designated for different purposes.
Correct.
But I wanted to share the idea of protecting a young family when they buy a home. If it can be an inexpensive part of your your expenses, what a way to ensure that that tragedy won't make you have to sell your home.
Exactly. And we can totally customize it according to the families. Okay. So I like sitting down, getting their plan all together, and we'll make it affordable, because at least something is better than nothing.
Right. Even if it was just a small part, or maybe 1/3 of the mortgage that would be covered in a case of a tragedy. And then, of course, term insurance would go towards later on, if provided all goes well, and no
Yes.
tragedy, of course, but it just gives you that protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And our term insurance is always convertible to a life product later on.
Okay.
And the one great thing about New York Life is we've been around for 166 years.
Right.
We're not going anywhere. So those mortgages that are going to be like 20, 30 years, down
You'll
the road,
be here.
we'll be here.
Right,
We'll
exactly.
Be here.
Well, tell them, thank you so much for helping us today. Tell them how to reach you.
Okay, well, I'm located here in Bishop Branch, number 3 in San Ramon, and my number is 925-866-4557, or you can always visit my website that gives additional information on any insurance products, and that's ElaineYoung.nylagents.com. So that's ELAINEYOUNG dot.
And we'll print out the site too, so you can. I don't have to remember that.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, if you know of anyone who could use Elaine's services, young families, maybe you have children or grandchildren that need this information, please pass this on. And we appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.